Hello all and welcome back to Tail Inferno and welcome back to the playthrough of Dragon Age Origins. This is the second episode, which I am super excited to be playing, and I'm so just chuffed that the first episode went out and it all looked okay and it went alright, so that's all very positive. So yeah, back in the first episode, we created our character Amara. Now, I've created her to be a Dalish elf who is absolutely in love with being a Dalish elf. She absolutely hates humans, hates city elves. That's all it is. That's that. She's also a rogue as well, so I'm trying to make her a archer build. Now, I've never personally played a Dalish elf origin, and I've not played a rogue in Dragon Age Origins either, so I don't know what this build will look like and how it will go, but I'm hoping the archer build goes well. And I completely forgot until we started playing this that this all ties into Meryl's clan in Dragon Age 2, so I'm really excited about what that looks like in the next game when we play it. Now, I'm going to be completely honest, I've played these games before. The Dragon Age series is a series that I absolutely love, so if you're new and you've come along for this episode, you didn't watch the first one and you're in this one, just know there are going to be spoilers for the other games. I love the Dragon Age series, and the whole idea of this playthrough is to do a bit of a story analysis for it. So we're going to go through and see what things look like all the way back in Dragon Age Origins as we play all the way through to the Veilguard, and just be shocked by the awesome lore, but also be reminded of where we've come from and see how this journey began and how it got there, and to put the pieces together and analyze it and really deep dive into it, while also having a bit of fun with the characters. Amara, my Dalish elf, is who I would term Solas's worst nightmare, which is super exciting. If you don't know who Solas is, then I would suggest maybe you should stop watching, as he's a very key character in the later games. However, if you're not planning on playing those games, or you have played those games, then you would very much know who Solas is, or, as I said, if you're not planning on playing these games, Solas is a big deal character, let's just put it that way, that gets introduced in Inquisition. So anyway, Amara is his worst nightmare. She loves being a Dalish elf. She loves the Elvish gods, or as we know them, the Evanuris. And it's been a lot of fun. The first episode we went with Tamlin to we killed some humans, let's put it that way. We went to a cave, we found the Illuvinon. Oh god, is that even the right term? I'm getting Evanuris and Illuvian, that's the word, or the mirror, which we don't know as a character, that's what it is. But Tamlin touched it, we both got exploded away from it, we were both sick, and now we're off with Fenrir and Meryl. Hello Meryl from Dragon Age 2. We're heading off to go and check it out. There was also a bit of lore building as well, and at the end of the episode we also did what I called the reading time, where we go through the codex entries that we have picked up during the playthrough and read them. So I'm thinking we'll go with the similar kind of pace with it this time, because I think that flowed quite well. But if we end up picking up a lot of codex entries like in the first half, then maybe there'll be a bit of a reading time halfway through, and then we'll do another reading time at the end. We'll see how it all goes. You'll also notice that I've kind of changed my setup a little bit. I've actually had a complete change of setup in this study. Not so much the background, that all looks the same, but on my desk, things have changed. Got new technology and all sorts, so hopefully everything kind of feels the same for you guys, and it's not too much of a big difference. But yes, I've also changed where my camera is and everything, so hopefully it all looks good. But yeah, without much further ado, we might as well get right into it and get into the second episode, which I'm very excited about. So let's go and check it out. We'll start, I reckon, at the very end of the last episode. I started talking to Meryl and then jumped straight out because I realised we needed to stop that episode. So let's check out how Meryl's going. What do you think happened to Tamlin?
I dread to think of it. If he is as sick as you were, even if the worst has happened, we cannot leave his body unburied.
Oh, is that it? Alright. How about you, Fenrir?
Let's not waste any time. If Tamlin's alive, he needs us.
Okay. Alright, well, without further ado, let's go, shall we?
Send some darkspawn. Yes.
okay?
You're in trouble now!
All right.
No quarter!
Nice.
What were those things? Were those Darkspawn?
You're asking me?
I've never seen anything like them. You can smell the evil on them. Where did they come from? Were they here before?
I think I would have noticed. Maybe they followed the Grey Warden here. Maybe the mirror has something to do with it. I think I would have noticed.
Let's move on and hope we don't meet any more of these monsters. Before we go, are you all right? Were you hurt during the fight?
I find it so weird because obviously I know Meryl in Dragon Age 2, she's a major character in Dragon Age 2, and it's hard to imagine this is her because her voice is so different, and obviously she looks different, but that's a graphic thing. But I don't know, it feels weird. She just turns into a completely different person in the next game. I'm fine, why do you ask? Nothing I won't recover from. Stop fussing over me. I'm fine, why do you ask?
You do look quite pale now that Meryl's mentioned it.
Well, that's not very nice. I know I'm a pale person. That hits a bit personal. What are you implying? I'm fine, it's just the exertion. What are you implying?
Nothing. Forget I said anything. Let's go.
Alright, talk about a personal hit there. Off we go. Alright, what do you got? You have some bronze. And Illyrium potion. Oh. Good for selling. That's what that's for. It's a bit grim. Oh, I'm stuck on it.
I wonder whose camp this is. Do you remember it being here?
Maybe it belongs to the Shemlin who found me. No, this wasn't here. It's fresh. It's abandoned. Whoever it belonged to. Maybe it belongs to the Shemlin who found me. I don't want it to sound like she's happy about that, though. I know using the term Shemlin is, like, derogatory, so it's not like she's being kind by saying it that way, but, no, this wasn't here. It's fresh.
The Grey Warden said he was returning to the cave. Perhaps this is his camp. If so, he's not here now. And we've seen no sign of Tamlin. Maybe we should... Wait. Do you hear that?
What? No forest creatures. Spooked already? I don't hear anything. I reckon she's pretty, you know, all braggy about this kind of stuff. Spooked already? I don't hear anything.
Exactly. The forest is too... still. Something's in the air. Something unnatural.
Careful, I don't like this. Tamlin said he felt the same thing in the cave. Perhaps we'll see more walking corpses. Just go back. Tamlin said he felt the same thing in the cave.
And now it's affecting the forest? Maybe that mirror unleashed some kind of sickness. That would not be good.
That's an understatement.
The sooner we find this cave and Tamlin, the sooner we can leave. Take us there quickly.
I send some Darkspawn.
I don't know why
And
I
I'm
guess
off.
why my character gets so excited about that.
For the tails!
Oh, I am not hitting the right guy. Change to the guy in front of me,
I'm
please.
off. If you insist.
Alrighty.
Right.
Let's get him.
Behind you.
Behind me? You? You're telling me that you're the problem? Don't know about that one. Also, you have a very different tone later on about this mirror. Oh, let's get out of here as quickly as we can. This sounds like bad news. Oh, well, you bloody get a bit too excited about it later. Is there anything else to pick up? It's nice to know that because you run through this a second time, if you have missed anything, you know, can pick it up. Yep, let's go. Oh, okay. Codex updated. Walked into a cave. I've walked into the cave twice now.
So these are the ruins. Interesting. They're definitely of human origin, yet elven artifacts are scattered amongst them. Nothing explains the monsters, though. But we must find Tamlin, or what's left of him. I can't imagine he's still alive with those creatures about.
Wow. Alright. It's a bit rude. Don't talk like that, you don't know. You're probably right, maybe they took him hostage. No, I'd be pretty defensive. Don't talk like that, you don't know.
You're right. We should explore farther before I go on about my fears. I'm sorry.
That felt a little bit more like Meryl. Okay. I assume there's nothing new here. But I cannot help but look. It's the completionist within me. Oh my god. Oh. Oh, silence. No more noise. Alright, let's see. I'm assuming there's not much change. There might just be Darkspawn or something that I'll have to fight. Like, oh, yep. Get him.
Going.
Look him up! Okay, alright, let's chill out. Okay, sir. You'll be right. You'll even be.
Quick!
I'm assuming my. Oh, okay, alright. Don't use my bloody skills against me.
Right.
Is that all you got?
Let's go. Oh, I missed! I love that. I like the combination of having someone that can just like deal with them from afar. That's nice. If they can just continue to pull them away, that would be good. I don't think it's doing too bad. I like it's. Don't talk about myself like an object. I don't think I'm doing that badly from a archery.
So simple to see, really.
Where?
Don't look now. Trap. So simple to see, really.
Oh my goodness, where'd these come from? I just want to go over there and see if there's anything new, you know? Like, chill out. What I was going to say is I don't think I've done too badly with the archer thing so far.
Send some
But,
darkspawn.
you know, you can also keep your opinions to yourself if I'm not.
Yes.
Alright, why are you running away, sir?
Not enough.
It's over for you!
Then on.
Bugger off.
Take that!
Can you not miss, please? Thank you.
Going.
Am I accidentally shooting you in the back? Wouldn't that be hilarious? Okay, alright. Okay.
It's done, naturally.
Naturally.
Don't look now. Trap. So simple to see, really.
Get that free XP. Can you imagine if you didn't identify all those traps? Just every step getting caught. That'd be so frustrating. Or not having a rogue. I mean, yeah.
Look now.
I guess if you didn't make yourself a rogue, you'd be the only rogue in this. Jesus goodness, did that give me a heart attack or what?
Let's not waste any time. Tamlin's alive. He needs us.
Yep, that's true. A level up. Okay, alright, let's put you up one. Put you up one. Put you up one. Feels good to me. Don't need stealth. What's below the belt again? It's an activated ability. It's a close range. The rogue delivers a swift and unsportsmanlike kick to the target. Okay, they kick them in the balls. dealing normal combat damage as well as imposing penalties to defense and movement speed unless the target passes a physical resistance check. Rapid shot. Oh, so that's sustained. It's personal range. Speed wins out over power while this mode is active, as the archer fires more rapidly but without any chance of inflicting regular critical hits. Master Archer increases the rate of fire further. Still. What's that? Where's Master? Ah, there. Well, I think it's the only real one that I can really get. I mean, below the belt seems like a good idea, because it deals normal combat damage and imposes penalty on defense and movement speed. And I don't like the idea of losing the chance of critical hits. I mean, don't get me wrong, I can still get it so that I can go up to get more things like Shattering Shot and stuff. Anyway, I think I'll grab below the belt. Yes, thank you. And I imagine that would automatically go there. Okay. Nice. Fabulous. Where did I come from? This way. Hello.
Die, damn you!
Oh. Get him. Get him. Okay, that's alright.
Yes.
We'll get the emissary.
The Dalish will prevail!
Take that!
Alright.
And I'm off.
Important to get the emissary. That is an important one to get. You are doing fine, sir.
Swiftly!
I am doing terribly.
Attack! Kill them!
Jeez. I want to be like a master archer, and here I am just bloody missing all my shots. That just ain't cricket. And that would have just been the door that I unlocked. Yeah, okay, cool. Alright, I got my XP. That's what it's all about. Alright. Alrighty, through the middle door. Daddy Duncan! Hello, sir.
So you were the one fighting Darkspawn. I thought I heard combat. You're the elf I found wandering the forest, aren't you? I'm surprised you have recovered.
Ugh. I hate... Okay, one thing I'm going to find very difficult at this point is being the Dalish elf that hates people, because I love Duncan. He is such a good character. And I've read the Dragon Age books as well, and I will eventually, when I get to them, as part of my timeline for Tale Inferno, I will eventually review all of them. So watch the space on the website for that, because the Dragon Age books are incredible for providing a bit more context on the world and where characters come from, and really focusing on characters that you might not necessarily get an opportunity to learn more about or see a different side of them. And The Calling is the book that Duncan's part of, and it's really interesting to see the difference between what he's like in that book and what he's like in this game. You can tell that years have gone past, because he is a much more mature man in this series, in this game, versus the quite brash young man he was in The Calling. But I love him as a character. I loved him in The Calling. I love him in Dragon Age Origins. His voice is perfect. Yeah, that's going to be very difficult for me to be mean to him. But we roleplay as best as we can. We do what we can. Alright, okay. What am I going to say? What is Amara going to say? If you heard the fighting, why didn't you help? So you're the Duncan. Yes. So you're Duncan, the Grey Warden who saved me. I don't know you, human, nor do I owe you anything. Sorry, Daddy Duncan. I don't know you, human, nor do I owe you anything.
Even if you didn't owe this human your life, a Grey Warden deserves respect.
Oh,
She
that
owes me
clipping.
nothing. It was my duty to return an injured Dalish to your clan. Your people have always been allies with the Grey Wardens.
And understanding human, how nice for you. Most humans I meet aren't worth talking to. I suppose I should at least thank you. I feel, shouldn't it be how nice of you? How nice for you? Oh, I guess it doesn't really matter. Most humans I meet aren't worth talking to. An understanding human, how nice for you.
My name is Duncan, and it's a pleasure to finally meet you. The last time we spoke, you were barely conscious.
Andera Natisha, Duncan of the Grey Wardens. I am Meryl, the Keeper's apprentice.
And I am Fenarel. Did you come here alone, human? Battling all those creatures?
Yes, though I must admit you took a great deal of pressure off me. Your keeper did not send you after me, did she? I told her I would be in no danger.
We're not in the habit of rescuing humans. Nah, you can bugger off, mate. Totally got nothing to do with that. I find it so funny that our, temporary companion at the moment, Fenarel, is so close to Fenharel, and it's like, okay, did your parents know when they gave you your name that that's what it sounded like? It's a bit unfortunate. We're looking for our brother Tamlin. No, though we knew you'd be here, we're not in the habit of rescuing humans.
It's a good thing I don't return that feeling, wouldn't you say? So, you and your friend Tamlin both entered this cave, and you saw this mirror.
He's just like, well, it's a good thing I helped you and rescued you. Hey, I don't care. Amara does not care. Yes, Tamlin touched the mirror and I blacked out. You found some trace of Tamlin. Was that bear? We saw a darkspawn. You knew about the mirror. You knew about the mirror?
Not when I found you. I needed to get you to your people quickly. But I knew I would find something like this. The Grey Wardens have seen artifacts like this mirror before. It is Tevinter in origin, used for communication. Over time, some of them simply break. They become filled with the same taint as the Darkspawn. Tamlin's touch must have released it. It's what made you sick. And Tamlin too, I presume.
That's really interesting, because obviously this is an alluvian. And to hear the history to say that they were used by Tevinter to communicate, and then thinking about how they're used later on. So they're used for traversing that in-between world to get from one mirror to another, so that you can basically travel across the cross Thedas without, it taking forever, having to take horse and carriage or whatever you might want to do. It's interesting to hear it described in that way, to be like, oh, it's Tevinter in origin, when it's actually Elven in origin, but so have you. But to also hear that part about them being, over time, exposed or tainted by Darkspawn, and that kind of, like the Darkspawn taint or whatever it is. And it's interesting to hear that, because obviously when we find out in the Veilguard that the Evanuris are tainted with the Blight. There you go. There's the word I was going from. What was it called again? The Blight. And obviously they were part of all of that and everything else in between, and how obsessed they became with it and how powerful they are with it and how they use it and everything else like that. So you'd almost suggest, because that's the one thing that I find with the Veilguard, is that you hear a lot about the corruption of particularly Elganon and Gillenane, because they're the characters, but you don't really hear about how the other gods were these tyrannical people and these really powerful mages. You can make assumptions, but they don't really go into that part of the lore. Like, you don't get to hear about how, like, what June's problem was, or what, Silase's thing was. It is simply, hey, this is Elganon, he's bad, and this is Gillenane, and she's bad, and you see how powerful they are, and you see why they became tyrannical, and why they are evil, and why people don't like them, and why the elves and Soulless were so sick of them and rebelled against them. Is this alluding to, well, I guess it wouldn't, because I don't know if BioWare at this point knew where it was going to go, but could we consider then that over time maybe the Alluvians became like through June's corruption and tyrannical nature, as alongside the other Evanurus, that was something that happened with the Illuvians, that they had the blight in them and they had this taint in them, and then over time they would become these poisonous things that would, because if they could control the blight, like use their, like control it to control other things, maybe that was a way for them to taint others to then control them. And maybe that's June's influence in the tyrannicism, if that's even a word. Sounds like Tyrannosaurus Rex. But you get what I mean? Like, would that be right? I'd be interested to hear if there is anything that I've possibly missed in the Veilguard as well, of any of that kind of the background of the other elven gods or the other Evanurus. Because we get a little bit in the little room that we'll see when we get to it, when you're doing one of the early side quests with Balara, with all the different artifacts that do a whole bunch of bad things or weird things. And then when you're in that weird haze that Elganon traps you in, and Elganon and Solus have that fight, there's some references to the others, which is where we find out how to pronounce June's name. But anyway, that, I guess hearing that, I wonder if that's kind of a sticking point when it comes to June's influence in that world. Anyway, back to the game. It's what made you sick, and Tamlin too, I presume. Then we should destroy it. Can we fix it? We need to take it to the Keeper. So it's true I had the Darkspawn plague. So it's true I had the Darkspawn plague.
You have it still, and it will infect others so long as this mirror exists. Your recovery is only temporary. I can sense the sickness in you, and it is spreading. Look inside yourself, and you will see.
Is that why I'm so pale? Or is that just me? Then what should I do? I don't believe if I believe you. I don't know if I believe you, human. Perhaps there is something to what you say. I don't know if I believe you, human.
Confirm it with your keeper later if you like. For now, we must deal with the mirror. It is a danger.
Oh, big bangs. Grrr. Do you hear that? It was that simple. Just smash it.
It is done. Now let's leave this cursed place. I must speak with the Keeper immediately regarding your cure.
I agree. I must speak with the Keeper immediately regarding your cure. Agree, let's leave. How dare you destroy the mirror? What about Tamlin? Can we just leave the cave like this? Is it safe? Why not just tell me what the cure is? What about Tamlin?
There is nothing we can do.
It's a bit rude. So he's dead then, are you sure? I'm still alive, he could be too. I'm not leaving until I find him. So he's dead then. I'm not leaving until I find him.
Let me be very clear. There is nothing you can do for him. He's been tainted for 3 days now, unaided. Through your Keeper's healing arts and your own willpower, you did not die, but Tamlin has no chance. Trust me when I say that he is gone. Now we should return.
It's very ominous noises happening. Won't there at least be a body? Can we leave the cave like this? Is it safe? Why not just tell me what the cure is? I'm not ready to give up the search just yet. What would Amara say? She's not going to agree. Won't there at least be a body?
The Darkspawn would have taken it.
Why would they take his body? Not to eat
Oh,
it.
that is so unfortunate with the shield.
Darkspawn are evil creatures, and it's best to leave it at that. I'm sorry.
I'm not ready to give up the search just yet. Actually, I'm going to ask the questions because I have a feeling these are like going to come back to this point. Can we just leave the cave like this? Is it safe?
With the mirror destroyed, I doubt the Darkspawn will return.
But why did
Can we
they...
return later and search through the ruins? We could learn from many things here besides the mirror.
The cave is not safe. Everything here was exposed to the mirror's taint. If your people must come here, they should cleanse it with fire.
So the Darkspawn were drawn to the mirror. Again, my theory, that's June's thing. Feels like it's all kind of making sense to me, but that might be the case. In my world, that's the case. Why not just tell me what the cure is? I don't know. That's okay. I'm not ready to give up the search just yet.
If you prefer, I can wait outside while you look around, but I assure you, he will not be here. I suggest, however, leaving sooner rather than later. You are sick, whether you feel it or not, and it does you no good to linger.
I apologize, I didn't mean to be rude. No. I'm going to stay because I'm pretty sure I missed something behind the mirror before. So if you don't mind, I'm going to have a look at that and loot it, because I think in a cutscene at the end of the last episode, well, near the end of the last episode, I saw some sparklies behind that mirror that I didn't pick up before. Then wait outside. I'll be out when I'm ready.
As you wish. I will see you back at camp.
Yeah. Oh, I said wait outside. You don't have to go all the way to camp, but sure, whatever. Okay, now those sparklies back there are for me. Hey.
Let's not waste any time. If Tamlin's alive, he needs us.
You got anything
The
to
Grey
say?
Warden is waiting for us outside. He's probably right, Tamlin isn't here. We should return to camp.
Interesting. Got many questions that I don't think become answered. Give me the sarcophagus. Ooh. Well, I don't have a crossbow, so I can't use the bolts. Oh! Hello? And a chest! Give me that money! Oh, what else is here? Hello? There's so much I missed! Oh my god. Strange statue. Is this a statue? I thought these were roots. Oh, no, that thing itself is a strange statue.
Huh. One never expects creatures like
Oh!
those, really.
This was not expected. Okay, buddy, you need a healing.
Trouble now!
Oops, I can't remember how to do this. Just really trying my best at remembering how the hell I'm gonna play this game. Get him.
The Daleks will prevail!
And I'm off.
You tell him, Fenrir. No quarter.
Huh.
Look at me go! 1v1. The archers. Let's go. Oh my god. Can I get him? There you go. What did it say? Yeah, let me just loot these guys before I forget about it. Let me get that. Oh, is this where you go for the DLCs? Is this the same place? And then you go through there and then you find another mirror and you say goodbye to bloody Morrigan. What am I going to do about Morrigan? Cross that bridge when we get to it. Strange statue commemorating the emergence of and short-lived trading relationship with dwarves who dug too high and... Sorry, I can't read that fast. Too high and too frugal and struck elves. Okay, alright.
Over with.
Splint mail. Alright, I've been picking up some stuff, so... Do I have anything? I don't want you... we don't wear helmets in this because I'm all about fashion. And helmets are not that. 1.5 stamina regeneration in combat. Hey, hey, yeah, I'll put that on. Look at my fancy little belt. Elven artifact. A small stone statue of a woman with antlers like a hulla, so it's Gillenane, with the moon under her right foot and two hairs beside her. The base of the statue was covered in strange writing. Anyway. Too many potential things. It's not broken at the back, but it is on the front. It's magic. Suspicious.
I'm relieved you have returned, and I did not expect to see you again so soon, Duncan.
I was not expecting to return so soon either, Keeper.
Dare I ask of Tamlin? What did you find of him?
If he was alive, the Darkspawn would have killed him. Nothing, he's gone. The Grey Warden says we will find nothing. I don't want to say that, because that's not fair. Nothing, he's gone is very final. The Grey Warden says we will find nothing. I don't know, like, the tone of that. Like, are we saying the Grey Warden says we will find nothing, like, this guy says we ain't gonna find anything? I don't believe him, but that's what he says. I think I'm just gonna say nothing, he's gone.
I see. Meryl, what about the mirror? Did you bring anything back?
I can answer that, Keeper. I destroyed the mirror.
I intended to use it to find a cure for this mysterious illness. I trust you had good reasons for your actions.
There is much to discuss, Keeper. I have learned a great deal since I was last here.
Let us speak privately within my Aravel, then, Duncan. Meryl, warn the hunters. If Darkspawn are about, I want the clan prepared.
Manuvinen, Keeper. Right away.
Darlene, allow me some time to speak with Duncan. Seek us out at my Aravel later, and we can discuss your cure.
We can't. Why can't we discuss it now?
Because I must talk to your Keeper first. It will not take long.
It feels like I'm being
Ohar
spoken to like a
Empire was
child.
assured. He now has the sad task of preparing a service for the dead. Follow me, Duncan. I'm eager to hear what you have to say.
Okay. Okay then. We're gonna talk to everyone? Well, you know I gotta look at everything, so... I imagine that everything that I collected the first time around is not got, like... I imagine there's nothing new, but... the person who likes to collect everything and make sure I don't miss anything... doesn't believe that.
Why do we have to leave again? We're
Again,
always
the
going
Grey Warden
somewhere.
returns.
Why can't I go
This
to the
seems
Gem
an ill
City?
omen.
I just feel like there's gonna be things that I will miss if I don't check everything. Like a book! Oh, the history for Elden Chapter 2. Have I got Chapter 1? Hello? And why was that there? Oh, okay. Anyway, Pavel, who are you? Oh, that's right, you're the drunkard, I guess.
Where is Tamlin? Is it as we suspected?
Oh, hang on. Oh, Federal, there you are. Hello.
I wish we could have found Tamlin. If those creatures... Oh, I can't bear to think about that. Why do you think the Grey Warden won't tell you about this cure? It seems rather cruel to withhold it.
I wish there was a because he's a human answer. Oh, he will tell me sooner or else. Yeah, okay, I'll fight it out of him.
Keeper Marathari won't let him withhold it. I say we get your cure, move the clan north, and put this all behind us.
That's it?
Have you talked to the Keeper and the Grey Warden yet? I wonder what's going to happen.
Okay. Hunter?
I know Tamlin was your friend. We feel your loss.
Hey, Pavel. How you going?
So you return with the Grey Warden, but without Tamlin. What happened, Dalen? Is he truly lost to us?
Yes, Hiron, he is dead. The Grey Warden says he is, but I'm not sure. It's my fault I failed the clan. Don't look at me like that, this isn't my fault! She's not someone who's gonna just attack. I'm gonna say the Grey Warden says he is, but I'm not so sure.
Even if he's not, we must leave soon. To think I'd live to see this. It seems the will of the creators that I sing the dirge for those I held in my arms as babes. I think I know why our immortal ancestors would sleep. Swiftly do stars burn a path across the sky, hastening to place one last kiss upon your eye. Tenderly land enfolds you in slumber, softening the rolling thunder. Dagger now sheathed, bow no longer tense. During this, your last hour, only silence.
It's a bit sad. The keeper wants me to tell you to prepare a service. I don't recognise that poem. Must you prattle on so? Will you prepare a service for Tamlin, please? I don't recognise that poem.
Our ancestors did not age as we do. The Shemlin brought a quickening to our blood that changed us forever. Instead of death, those weary of life would pass into Uthanera, the waking slumber. In doing this, they made way for the young. It was supposed to be a beautiful time, a celebration of the Elder's long life and contribution to his people. Alas, we have no such ceremonies these days.
The keeper wants me to tell... No. I'm just going to say, will you prepare a service for Tamlin, please?
Of course. We've no body to return to the soil, but we shall still sing for Tamlin. The creators must come to guide him to the beyond. Tell the keeper, it shall be done before the clan is ready to move on.
Thank you, Haran. But what if Tamlin isn't dead? Will the clan still leave? What if Tamlin isn't dead?
We shall sing for him anyway, and pray he does not suffer. I ask only one thing, if I may. This Grey Warden. You have met him now, yes? Is he a good man?
Oh, Duncan is a great man, however. He's honourable for a Shemlin. I truly cannot tell. He's a Shem, that's all you need to know. He saved my life. Nah, he's a Shem. That's all you need to know.
Interesting. What is it he talks to the Keeper about, I wonder? Perhaps you should go and ask.
Oh. I would like to hear more about our history. Is it going to be the same stuff, or is it something different now?
Now that's something I rarely hear. Of course.
Did I ask these questions the last one? I wish I could remember. I would have imagined I asked about Arlathan. I imagine I asked about this. I do have a bad memory of things that I ask, and it's been some time since I did the first episode, I must admit. I just checked YouTube very quickly to see if I'd already covered these questions. I just want to say, really cool. I scrolled and hit it bang on when I asked the question. So can I just say, that is so, like, I wish I could have captured that for the world. But I didn't. So you just have to believe me when I said, what a crazy time. Anyway, so I have asked all these questions, so I think that's all.
Then I'm sure you have much to do, unless you've other questions.
And I'd imagine if I asked about
only that they
Darkspawn,
eat living flesh and lurk in underground tunnels, once ruled by the Durgenlen.
That's right, because I asked the question.
In the last blight long ago, the Grey Wardens all but wiped them out. Should they return, all races will shudder.
Yeah, okay,
of
that's
course.
Fine.
May the gods guide your path, Dalen.
I still don't know if we hear the term Durgenlen in anything else. I don't want to talk to you yet.
I know Tamlin was your friend. We feel
Where
your
is Tamlin? Is it as we suspected?
Hi again, Gillanane. Do I get to see you again? No, you're just continuously... It's just very sad about your head and hands.
You bring sad news. The Hala can sense it.
Look at
they
them.
are restless and paw at the ground.
They're so cute. Hey, Meryl. Talk to you in a second. A few other people I want to talk to next. Hi, Island. Oh, I should be able to sell to you.
I see you have not returned with young Tamlin. Are we to assume the worst?
The Grey Warden says he will not be found. Yes, he is dead. I did not find him, but I did not find him, but I don't believe he is dead.
If he is as sick as you were, I wonder. Sadly, it seems we will be leaving him behind soon, regardless. I know you and Tamlin were very close, Dalen. This must be difficult indeed.
Thank you, Master Island. Why would you give a... Oh. Thank you.
May the creators guide your path.
I don't think I'm going to worry too much about selling anything, just on the basis that I don't have that much. I'm not scrambling for space. Watch me regret that. But I want to keep some of this stuff just in case for when we get to Ostagar.
If only you two never found that cave. It would have been better off undiscovered for another millennia.
Maybe. Anything over here that I missed? No. Hello?
I'm training Paul. He'll have to learn how to handle that bow quickly.
It was good to meet you. Perhaps I'll get to hunt with you someday.
No. No, I should go.
Of course.
I'm sure I asked all those
I hope
questions.
to see you again.
Yeah, she doesn't want to see you. I don't want to talk to you. I don't need that. Hi, Meryl.
I wish we'd had more time to examine those artifacts. Perhaps another time if the Keeper thinks it's wise.
Oh. I imagine if we're leaving soon as a clan and read between the lines, obviously the cure is me becoming a Grey Warden, go to Ostagar, the story kind of begins at that point of being a Grey Warden. Do they stay here a little longer and that's when she goes and gets the mirror? And she decides to tag it along? Anyway. Hey, not Mum.
Oh, thank the creators you're safe. I questioned the Keeper's wisdom at sending you off while you're still sick, but my doubts were misplaced. Tamlin isn't with you. Is it as everyone fears?
We never found his body.
Oh, poor dear. This is horrible news. Please take care of yourself and get better. We can't bear to lose anyone else.
The Grey Warden knows a cure for my illness.
That's good. I thought the shaman's arrival was a bad omen, but perhaps I was wrong. I will see you soon, my dear. You make me very proud.
Oh, well, that's nice. Oh, my mum, my not mum, is proud of me. Anything else? Hello. The Dales, the history of the elves from Andraste to the destruction of the Dalish, I believe is what that said before it went away. They are the quickest prompts. I cannot read that fast. Okay, alright. Alright, let's go.
Your keeper and I have spoken, and we've come to an arrangement that concerns you. My order is in need of help. You are in need of a cure. When I leave, I hope you will join me. You would make an excellent Grey Warden.
You would make an excellent Grey Warden. You've been nothing but rude the whole time, but, however, I think you would make a great Grey Warden. Am I to become a Grey Warden Keeper? What does this have to do with my cure? Me, a Grey Warden, this is madness. I would be honoured, but how did this come about? I can't just leave my clan. Oh. Look at how mad Marathari looks. I don't know if she's accepted this. I'm tossing up between 3 and 5. I think it'll be 3 because it's her reaction to the news. Me, a Grey Warden, this is madness.
This is not madness, Darlene. Your survival depends on it.
The darkspawn taint courses through your veins. That you recovered at all is remarkable. But eventually the taint will sicken and kill you, or worse. The Grey Wardens can prevent that. But it means joining us.
I will not join out of pity. I think the premise of this origin is interesting in the sense of you've got the darkspawn taint in you, and you've had some form of healing put on you so that it's it slows down the killing aspect of the darkspawn taint, if it does at all, because I would imagine potentially that Amara might become a darkspawn herself. That's how that can happen, right? No? Nonetheless, like the whole idea of being in the Brazilian forest, no, we're not in the Brazilian, wherever the hell we are, maybe it's just a 2-second walk from Ostagar for all I know, because this isn't the Brazilian forest, I don't think, because that's a different Dalish clan. So the premise that, you stay in the cave for too long, you're going to get sick, you're going to die. And then it's like, we're going to have a jaunt over to Ostagar from wherever we are. You're getting sick. We're going to give you the cure, which is obviously to turn you into a Grey Warden. How much time here? How much time between me being sick and that? Like, what if we, you're planning a trip from point A to point B, you're thinking it's going to take X amount of time, but then you hit like roadworks or something, Could take longer. Unless Ostagar is just like, 5 minutes that way. Then I will join you. Can you not just give me the cure? No, can't you just give me the cure? I will not join out of pity. Will I be able to return to my clan? You would do that. That is very generous. Definitely not 1. Definitely not 5. The Grey Wardens can prevent that, but it means joining us. Let's see. I will not join out of pity.
This is not simply charity on my part. I would not offer this if I did not think you had the makings of a Grey Warden. Let me be clear. You will likely never return here. We go to fight the Darkspawn, a battle that will take us far from your clan. But we need you, and others like you.
Ostagar's 2 seconds that way, by the way. Maybe, I don't know. I still don't understand. Where are we? How sick am I? Am I not that sick? I am honoured by your offer. Is the clan sending me away? I would rather take my chances. No, I refuse to go. Why should we trust this human keeper?
A great army of Darkspawn gathers in the south. A new blight threatens the land. We cannot outrun this storm. Long ago, the Dalish agreed to aid the Grey Wardens against a blight should that day arrive. We must honor that agreement. It breaks my heart to send you away, as it would to watch you die slowly from this sickness. This is your duty, and your salvation.
I like how it's like, we have a duty to support the Grey Wardens because of a treaty or whatever it is. We'll send 1. Take 1. We're not giving the rest to you. Go. Then I accept this with privilege. If this is my duty, then I will go. This is all I've ever known. This is my home. Is this the only way? Sounds really bratty. Okay. She loves being a Dalish. She wants to be a hunter. She wants to stay here. She wants to look after her clan. She loves being part of the clan. Yeah, this is all I've ever known. This is my home.
A home that Darkspawn may tear apart. This way you can find a cure and protect your clan. Have courage.
I cannot express my sadness at sending one of our daughters off into such danger. Away from the clan that loves her. But if this is what the Creators intend for you, Dallin, meet your destiny with your head held high. No matter where you go, you are Dalish. Never forget that.
Please don't cast me away. I'm just pushing the inevitable. I wonder, that would be so funny if you could push so hard that they go, yeah, no, okay, you don't have to go. And then, like, the ending screen comes up going, and then the world just died of blight. Like, the blight took over, Hero Ferelden died, Loghain was a piece of shit, all that kind of stuff. That'd be so funny. If this is my duty, then I will go. Then I accept this with privilege, Duncan. If you'll have me, please do not cast me away. I will refuse to listen to this. I will not go. I think she'll just say at this point, like, I don't want to keep pushing. I don't need to hear them. Like, look at how pissed Marathari looks. Anyway, if this is my duty, then I will go.
I welcome you to the Order. It is rare to have a Dalish amongst us, but they have always served with distinction.
I know you'll do your clan proud, Duncan. Take this ring. It is your heritage, and will protect you against the darkness to come.
A valuable gift. So, are you ready to go?
Was Garahel? Is that his name? Oh no. With Crooky Tail? Wasn't he a Dalish elf? Because he stopped the 4th blight? He did the killing blow with little Crooky Tail. Is he Dalish? Anyway, I can't remember. Because that's another one of those Dragon Age books. Last Flight. I look behind me because they're literally right on that shelf just there. Okay, a valuable gift. Oh, hang on, sorry. I spaced out for a second there. I was thinking about was Garahel. Valuable gift. So, are you ready to go? Yes. Now, I would like to stay for Tamlin's funeral. Can I say goodbye to my clan? I'd like to stay for Tamlin's funeral.
We have much ground to cover, but I cannot deny you that. Say your farewells. Then we must be off.
Come then, Duncan. Before the creators guide you from us, let your clan embrace you one last time.
Yeah, this feels right. Let me do a Dalish thing, please, before we go. Let this be a... Oi! It's a very sad funeral. For not just Tamlin, but also for me, because I'm heading off. Toodaloodles. Oh. Bye-bye. I was going to say, where's my not mother? But yeah, she was there. I saw her. Bye-bye. Off we go to Ostagar. The real game begins.
We will be traveling south through the hinterlands to the ruin of Ostagar, on the edges of the Korkari Wilds. The Tevinter Imperium built Ostagar long ago to prevent the Wilders from invading the northern lowlands. It's fitting we make our stand here, even if we face a different foe within that forest. The King's forces have clashed with the Darkspawn several times, but here is where the bulk of the Horde will show itself. There are only a few Grey Wardens within Ferelden at the moment, but all of us are here. This blight must be stopped, here and now. If it spreads to the north, Ferelden will fall.
Ho there, Duncan.
King Kaelan. I didn't expect
a royal welcome? I was beginning to worry you'd miss all the fun.
Not if I could help it, Your Majesty.
Then I'll have the mighty Duncan at my side in battle after all. Glorious. The other wardens told me you'd found a promising recruit. I take it this is she?
Allow me to introduce you, Your Majesty.
There's no need to be so formal, Duncan. We'll be shedding blood together after all. Ho there, friend. Might I know your name?
Oh, Kaelan, you don't want to fight. Oh. Oh, okay, this is what I was actually really excited about, was to be able to tell bloody Kaelan to bugger off. I'm no friend of yours, human lord. It's like the beginning of this game is like so cool, and then you get to this point, and you get a royal welcome from King Kaelan, and it's actually kind of, you know, after reading Stolen Throne, sorry, I was like, what was it called again? The Stolen Throne and The Calling. There's kind of a sadness as well that I feel a little bit in this, because oh my good gracious. Okay, here's one thing that you learn about me. I am terrible with names and remembering names. King Marek, that was his name. Marek? Yeah, sounds about right. Hopefully that's the right one. But anyway, you learn a lot about him. You go on a whole 2-book journey with this guy. Obviously you learn a lot about Loghain too, but I'm not on that train of people who are like, oh, from the Stolen Throne book, you learn all about Logain, and he's actually a really nice guy. No, he's a bit of a dickhead still in the Stolen Throne, alright? Don't give me that. But sitting here, it's kind of like, oh, this is his son. Anyway, niceties aside, I'm no friend of yours, human lord.
You've got yourself a lively one, Duncan. And I was beginning to think the Wardens were all stodgy priests. You are Dalish, are you not? I hear your people possess remarkable skill and honor.
Oh, yeah. Too bad the same can't be said of yours. I thought humans considered us dangerous vagrants, of the Dalish thing. No, too bad the same can't be said of yours.
We do sometimes seem experts at fear and treachery, but not always. I tell you this, you are very welcome here. The Grey Wardens will benefit greatly with you amongst them.
Oh,
I'm sorry
you.
to cut this short, but I should return to my tent. Logain waits eagerly to bore me with his strategies.
Your uncle sends his greetings and reminds you that Redcliffe forces could be here in less than a week.
Ha! Eamon just wants in on the glory. We've won 3 battles against these monsters, and tomorrow should be no different.
I didn't realise things were going so well. It sounds like the Blight is almost over. You sound very confident of that.
Overconfident, some would say. Right, Duncan?
Your Majesty, I'm not certain the Blight can be ended quite as quickly as you might wish.
I'm not even sure this is a true Blight. There are plenty of Darkspawn on the field, but alas, we've seen no sign of an archdemon.
Disappointed, Your Majesty?
I'd hoped for a war like in the tales. A king riding with the fabled Grey Wardens against a tainted god. But I suppose this will have to do. I must go before Logain sends out a search party. Farewell, Grey Wardens.
I don't like that that's what my character does. I don't think she would bow. Anyway, whatever. Let's pretend that didn't happen.
What the king said is true. They've won several battles against the Darkspawn here.
You don't sound very reassured. He didn't seem to take the Darkspawn very seriously. Perhaps this isn't really a Blight after all. I just feel like I didn't have to answer. Just remain silent. Perhaps this isn't really a Blight after all.
So some believe, but I disagree.
Oh my gosh. Don't mind me, I'm just kicking the desk.
Despite the victory so far, the Darkspawn horde grows larger with each passing day. By now they look to outnumber us. I know there is an archdemon behind this, but I cannot ask the king to act solely on my feeling.
Then maybe we should move quickly. What would you have him do? Why not? He seems to regard Grey Wardens highly. You could if you were not such a fool. Do you think there's any danger? You could if you were not such a fool.
You must not speak of the king so. He is over-eager, perhaps, but he is also one of the few Grey Warden allies. Our numbers in Ferelden are too few. We must do what we can, and look to Teyrn Logain to make up the difference. To that end, we should proceed with the joining ritual without delay.
Hey! Sip on the cup. What do you need me to do? What do you mean? What ritual? Hot meal might be nice first. I'd like to eat, please. What do you mean? What ritual?
Every recruit must go through a secret ritual we call the joining in order to become a Grey Warden. The joining is what will cure you of the suffering your tainted blood surely brings you. If it had been possible, I would have done it before now.
What do you need me to do? Why don't you tell me about this cure before? Why is the ritual so secret? Am I the only recruit you have? Wonderful, let's get this over with then. Let's go. Cure of the suffering your tainted blood surely brings you. Like, can you imagine if she, just looked gaunt as, not as pale as I have made her. That's a choice. Just gaunt and just, killed over, I'm in pain. What do you need me to do? Why didn't you tell me about this cure before? Why is this ritual so secret? Oh, am I the only recruit?
It is a secret, and it is not a simple antidote. The joining is what will make you a Grey Warden.
Why is this ritual so secret?
The joining is dangerous. I cannot speak more of it except to say that you will learn all in good time. Until then, you must trust that what is done is necessary.
I feel like there's a lot of groups in the Dragon Age world where how you join is such a secret, or at least the details of how you join is a secret. Because, like, you've got the Grey Wardens, and they're like, join the Grey Wardens. We don't tell you how it is, but, you know, whatever it is, you come along, and then you're able to kill archdemons. But we're not going to tell you exactly what that means. Just know that you come and join the party. With mages, I mean, there's not necessarily a joining per se, but you have to do your harrowing, which you're not allowed to talk about to other mages, because it's a secret, again. So to become a fully fledged mage in the mage in the Mage Club, they won't tell you what that is either. Templars, I think they're pretty straightforward on your joining. Like you're a guy and you go and you do the thing. You're part of the chantry. You do all of that stuff. I don't think it's necessarily a secret. But the Seekers, because they don't tell you. Do they tell you? I can't remember if Cassandra says it's a secret that, you know, you go through that, like the meditation, which is, as we learn, becoming tranquil, and then a spirit of faith touches you and you're, faith realized, and you get your powers. Did she say it was a secret? Or are they open and telling people about that? I just know that they don't tell people that that's basically them going tranquil, and that's how you cure tranquility. Anyway, it just seems a bit like just don't join groups in Thedas because it's all secret and there's nothing good with a secret. Alright, joining is dangerous. I cannot speak more. What do you need me to do? Am I the only recruit you have?
No, there are 2 other recruits here already. They have been waiting for us to arrive.
Oh, you've been busy. Alright, what do you need me to do?
Feel free to explore the camp here as you wish. All I ask is that you do not leave it for the time being. There is another Grey Warden in the camp by the name of Alistair. When you're ready, seek him out and tell him it's time to summon the other recruits. Until then, I have business I must attend to. You may find me at the Grey Warden tent on the other side of this bridge, should you need to.
Uh-huh. Toodles. See ya! Ooh, we're getting some codexes. That's some very dramatic music. Sorry, I was just allowing myself to really enjoy that. Alright, what I'm going to do before I go around and talk to people is looking at how much time we've recorded. I'm going to do some story time because we've gotten a few codexes, so we're going to read some codexes and see if I have any more exciting last moments like the last one. And check out what we've picked up. Then, depending on the time after all of that, we will either continue on or we'll call it a day. And, you know, I feel like this moment of arriving at Ostragar is a good cut-off point anyway. But let's see. Let's see how I feel. Alright, okay. So, codex. Here we go. Alright, so we've got a bit. Creatures! What have we got? Oh, Archdemon. Alright, let's get into it. In darkness eternal they searched for those who had goaded them on until at last they found their prize, their god, their betrayer, the sleeping dragon Dumat. Their taint, twisted even the false god and the whisperer, awoke at last in pain and horror and led them to wreak havoc upon all the nations of the world. The first blight. Threnodies 8:7. Is it kind of like the Bible where it's like chapter 8 verse 7? The false dragon gods of Tevinter You can tell I'm doing a really good job with reading today. Anyway. The false dragon gods of the Tevinter Imperium lie buried deep within the earth, where they have been imprisoned since the Maker cast them down. No one knows what it is that drives the Darkspawn in their relentless search for the sleeping old gods. Perhaps it is instinct, as moths will fly into torch flames. Perhaps there is some remnant of desire for vengeance upon the ones who goaded the Magisters to assault the heaven. Whatever the reason, when Darkspawn find one of these ancient dragons, it is immediately afflicted by the taint. It awakens twisted and corrupted and leads the Darkspawn in a full-scale invasion of the land, a blight. Now, I want to make sure I'm remembering this right, because I need to get this right. Well, I don't need to. We'll find out later as I play along and get to the Veilguard. My understanding was that they've got blighted dragons in the Veilguard. There's 2 dragons that are blighted, and then there's the archdemons. So you've got Gillinanes and you've got Elganans. They're not blighted, aren't they? I mean, Gillinane is bloody Hydra looking with its 3 bloody heads and everything else, but I don't think they're blighted. So, but I'm just trying to recall. No, they're not. They're just touched, like Elganans and Gillinanes. I know both of them have had some changes done to them, but I don't think they're blighted per se. So, and it's interesting to read, you know, perhaps it is instinct as moths will fly into torch flames. Perhaps there is some remnant of desire for vengeance upon the ones who goaded the Magisters to assault the heaven, because we know that the Magisters had the old gods, like the dragons, were left. They weren't imprisoned, and they were like taken control of by the Evanurus, and it's kind of like they spoke to the Magisters, and the Magisters then went and Solus kicked them out, but they took some of the blight with them. So, like, the desire for vengeance upon the ones who go to the Magisters to assault the heaven. It's really interesting. Like, is it desire for vengeance? Or is it just, you know... Anyway, something that my brain will just spiral into for a bit. Let's go read about Genlocks or Genlocks, however you want to describe them. Or call them. Is it a hard G? Alright, these are the most common darkspawn in the underground. Stocky and tough, Genlocks are notoriously difficult to kill even by magic. Alphas. In any group of Genlocks, there is usually one who is dominant. As the tallest, strongest, and smartest of their kind, Alphas serve as a sort of commander, directing or bullying the others in combat. Oh, excuse me. The most intelligent of the Alphas become gifted sorcerers, with many abilities akin to blood magic. These are the emissaries. They usually only appear during a blight. I've seen one. Interesting as well, because Genlocks are so this is one of those things where it's kind of like in Origins we know there are broodmothers, and in Awakening there are broodmothers. Bloody one of the main darkspawn of Awakening is a broodmother. She's one of the key antagonists alongside the architect. And they say in, I believe there's a codex entry we will eventually get that talks about broodmothers where, you know, they give birth to different types of darkspawn, Genlocks being the dwarfs. So when a female dwarf is tainted so to become a broodmother, they will give birth to Genlocks. Humans are Hurlocks. Elves are Shrieks. And Kunari are ogres. That one always was interesting for me, was the Kunari inclusion. Because I just feel like there seems to be a lot of ogres. Anyway. But I guess, like, my point is with the Genlocks, I mean, they're dwarves, right? And we know that dwarves don't have magic, or I should say, that was taken away from them because of some really cool people. But yes, no, their kind of stone magic was removed from them. And yet you have emissaries who are Genlocks who use magic. So I wonder if by being born of the Darkspawn taint, if that counteracts the blocking of that. Or I could be reading too much into it and it's just a plot hole, possible. But anyway, onwards. Magic and religion. The chant of light, the blight. No matter their power, their triumphs, the mage lords of Tevinter were men and doomed to die. Then a voice whispered within their hearts, "Shall you surrender your power to time like the beasts of the fields? You are the lords of the earth. Go forth and claim the empty throne of heaven and be..." Oops, that's the wrong button. Of heaven and be gods. In secret they worked, magic upon magic. All their power and all their vanity they turned against the veil until at last it gave way. Above them a river of light, before them the throne of heaven, waiting. Beneath their feet the footprints of the Maker, and all around them echoed a vast silence. But when they took a single step toward the empty throne, a great voice cried out, shaking the very foundations of heaven and earth. "And so is the golden city blackened with each step you take in my hole. Marvel at perfection, for it is fleeting. You have brought sin to heaven and doom upon all the world. Violently were they cast down, for no mortal may walk bodily in the realm of dreams, bearing the mark of their crime, bodies so maimed and distorted that none should see them and know them for men. Deep into the earth they fled away from the dark. In darkness eternal they searched for those who had goaded them on, until at last they found their prize, their god, their betrayer, the sleeping dragon Dumart, their taint twisted. Even the false god and the whisperer awoke at last in pain and horror and led them to wreak havoc upon all the nations of the world. The first blight. There you go. That's a repeat from Threnody 8. So interesting to read this with everything that we know, because we know that the Mage Lords of Tevinter did that's all confirmed. People did that. They poked the bubble. They got into the bubble. And I mean, this is true. And I guess it comes to the point of like how much of it has skewed in history, because, you know, when they took that step, you know, the footprints of the Maker, like, did they actually see in the Golden City, even though I believe it probably was the Black City to begin with? I don't think there was ever a point where it would have been golden. Unless they're talking about the time before the Evanuris were taken into... I mean, that wouldn't make sense from a timeline perspective, but I would imagine that whatever castle or palace or whatever it was that the Evanuris lived in beforehand, that it probably would have been beautiful. Whereas I would imagine because they got captured in with the intensity of the blight as it was at the time, it probably was always the Black City, let's be honest. But nonetheless, when they took a simple step, you know, they saw the footprints of the Maker. Are they talking about the different elven gods? Because at that point, all of them would have been all chilling out in the Black City, because none of them would have been dead yet. All the old gods, their dragon babies, they were all still alive, because when the archdemons die, my understanding is that the gods within the Black City die as well. And I'm pretty sure there is some... Don't know if you can hear those sirens, but that's certainly happening in the background. I'm pretty sure there is a codex somewhere that says that by, you know, because we see in the Veilguard that when an archdemon dies, and with the Gillenane there, when you kill the archdemon, that essence goes back to the god and they become mortal, because you have to kill the dragon first. Prior to them being in the same world, that's why that essence goes into... This is my interpretation. The essence goes into the Grey Wardens and the Grey Warden dies, because it's not the right place for that essence to go into. So because of that, I think they die because they don't get that. Anyway, I'm pretty sure there is something somewhere that explains that. Nonetheless, they're all there. The footprints of the Maker. So the Maker, all right? The Maker. They talk about the Maker being the guy that created the Black City, created the Golden City, the Veil, all that beautiful stuff. I know the theory is that Solus is the Maker, which I think is a very interesting thing. So did they see Solus's footprints? And then to hear that voice shaking the very foundations of heaven and earth. When I see that, I think of being trapped in that weird place by Elganon. When they've got all the Venatori in that location and they're all like chanting and you're seeing Elganon kind of, not for the first time, but him with his dragon for the first time, and you're stuck in that place and you hear Solus shouting. That gave me goosebumps when I first heard that. So I imagine that when you hear a great voice cried out, shaking the very foundations of heaven and earth, that was probably Solus who was pissed off. Marvel at perfection, for it is fleeting. You have brought sin to heaven and doom upon all the world. Don't think Solus would have said that, but an interesting take. Anyway, nonetheless, really cool to read that with what we know. No, oopsies. Culture and history. The Dales. You will hear tales of the woman Andraste. The Shemlen name her Prophet, the bride of their Maker, but we knew her as a war leader, one who, like us, had been a slave and dreamed of liberation. We joined her rebellion against the Imperium, and our heroes died beside her, unmourned into winter bonfires. But we stayed with our so-called allies until the war ended. Our reward, a land in southern Orlais called the Dales. So we began the long walk to our new home. Halam Sharal, the end of the journey, was our capital, built out of the reach of the humans. We could once again forget the incessant passage of time. Our people began the slow process of recovering the culture and traditions we had lost to slavery. But it was not to last. The Chantry first sent missionaries into the Dales, and then, when those were thrown out, Templars. We were driven from Halam Sharal, scattered. Some took refuge in the cities of the Shemlen, living in squalor, tolerated only a little better than vermin. We took a different path. We took to the wilderness, never stopping long enough to draw the notice of our Shemlen neighbours. In our imposed exile, we kept what remained of elven knowledge and culture alive. The end of the long walk, as told by Gisharel, keeper of the Ralaferan clan of the Dalish Elves. Ah, yes. History of Ferelden Chapter 2. Fucking spoilers. We haven't even read Chapter 1. Anyway, let's go. Chapter 2. The occupation was a dark blot on Ferelden's history. Our people, who from time immemorial valued their freedom over all else, were forced to bow to Orlesian rule. The Empire declared our elves property and sold them like cattle. Chevaliers routinely plundered freeholds of coin, food, and even women and children, and excused it as taxation. And for 70 years no landsmeets were held, for the imperial throne had declared our ancient laws a form of treason. King Brandel was one of those who escaped. He tried to organise the other fugitive lords to retake their land, but Brandel was neither clever nor persuasive, and the nobles preferred to take their chances alone. Ferelden might still be little more than a territory of the Empire were it not for the fact that his daughter had all the charisma that her royal father lacked. The rebel queen's rule began with a midnight attack on the imperial armory at Lothering. It was swift and successful, and with their pilfered arms and the rebels began a campaign against the Orlesians in earnest. Yes, the rebel queen, which is Marik's mother. But the turning point of the war came when a young freeholder joined the Queen's army. The lad, Logan MacTier, possessed a remarkable talent for strategy and quickly became the favourite advisor of young Prince Marik. The Queen finally died at the hands of the Orlesian sympathisers anxious to curry favour with their painted masters, and Marik took her place as the leader of the rebellion. Logain became Merrick's right hand. Merrick and Logain led the rebels in a new campaign against their Orlesian oppressors, culminating in the Battle of River Dane, where the last Chevaliers in Denerim were crushed. With the capital once more in the hands of Ferelden's, the battle to free our people was finally over, but the battle to rebuild what had been lost had only just begun. From Ferelden, Folklore and History by Sister Petrine, Chantry Scholar. Interesting to read that after actually reading The Stolen Throne over there, because what happens is you have... spoiler alert for those who haven't read it, but I think you get the gist of it from these codex entries anyway. But if I remember that book correctly, you start off with the rebel queen getting like assassinated. There's a group of people who come into the palace. She's dead, and Marek is little more but a bit of a guy that doesn't know how to bloody lead properly. You know, that's the whole thing. He was just a guy that was the rebel queen's son. Wasn't really responsible, so to speak. She dies. He runs for the hills, like he flees, and just so happens to come upon Logain. You know, I think he like runs as hard as he can till he gets to a field, and then he gets picked up and like healed, and then he wakes up and there's Logain and his dad or something like that. I don't remember entirely, but not quite like this, because this suggests that they knew each other before that, because the young freeholder joined the Queen's army, so I know that there was the rebellion that Logain was a part of. Was he a part of it at that point? They were camped near him, so I imagine that he was part of the rebels at that point. And quickly became favourite advisor of young Prince Marek. They didn't know who he was at first, though. The Queen finally died. That needs to be flipped almost, you know. The Queen dies, and then they know each other, because they didn't know each other before. I might be misremembering the book, but I'm pretty sure they didn't know each other before the killing of the Rebel Queen. The Grey Wardens. The first blight had already raged for 90 years. It's a long time. I think about some of the other blights, and obviously I think they shorten over time. 90 years is a bloody long time. It's crazy to consider being under those kind of conditions for that long, and not having Grey Wardens at the time too, like the first blight. No Grey Wardens. Sorry, you're just fighting these ugly ass Darkspawn and not knowing what else to do. And how do you find out that you've got to drink the blood, sip on the sippy cup, and become a Grey Warden? Anyway. It's kind of like, how did you find out that cows had milk, you know? Like, that we could drink the milk, you know? Questions like that, you don't really want to know the answer. Anyway, the first blight had already raged for 90 years. The world was in chaos, a god had risen, twisted and corrupted. The remaining gods of Tevinter were silent, withdrawn. What writing we have recovered from those times is filled with despair, for everyone believed, from the greatest archons to the lowliest slaves, that the world was coming to an end. At Weishaupt, fortress in the desolate Anderfels, a meeting transpired. Soldiers of the Imperium, seasoned veterans who had known nothing their entire lifetimes except hopeless war, came together. When they left Weishaupt, they had renounced their oaths to the Imperiums. They were soldiers no longer, they were Grey Wardens. The Wardens began an aggressive campaign against the Blight, striking back against the Darkspawn, reclaiming lands given up for lost. The Blight was far from over, but their victories brought notice, and soon they received aid from every nation in Thedas. They grew in number as well as reputation. Finally, in the year 992 of the Tevinter Imperium, upon the Silent Plains they met the Archdemon, Dumat, in battle. A third of all the armies of northern Thedas were lost to the fighting, but Dumat fell and Darkspawn fled back underground. Even that was not the end. The Imperium once revered 7 gods, Dumat, Zazikel, Toth, Andorol, Razikael, Lusican, and Earthamil. 4 have risen as archdemons. The Grey Wardens have kept watch through the ages, well aware that peace is fleeting, and their war continues until the last of dragon gods is gone. From Ferelden, Folklore and History by Sister Petrine, Chantry Scholar. Again, how did they know they had to drink from the sippy cup? Soldiers came together, they renounced their oaths, they were Grey Wardens. They all decided, hey, I wonder if they all came together and they were just like, hey, kind of like, you know, a weird, like, you know, a cult almost coming together. Just people being like, you know what, we don't see the end of this. We've bled out the gross black blight out of the Darkspawn. Let's give it a sip. Let's just, you know, put ourselves out of this misery. And then all of a sudden, some of them came back to life going, why do we feel the way that we do? Why can I hear them? And they're like, stuff it, let's go out and give them a fight. And then they eventually get to the Archdemon and they're able to kill it. Like, that's crazy. Anyway, who knows? The Kakari Wilds. It is said that in the midst of the Black Age, when werewolves stalked the lands of Ferelden in numbers that kept every farmholder indoors and a hound on every doorstep, a powerful Arl of the Alamari peoples stood and declared that he would put an end to the threat. His Arling stood on the border of the Dark Forest on the southern border of the Ferelden Valley, and he claimed that the werewolves used the forest to launch their midnight assaults on humanity. For 20 years, this Arl led an army of warriors and hounds deep into the forest. In his hunt for the werewolves, he slew not only every wolf he came upon, but also every member of the chastened wilder folk. Any of them, he said, could harbour a demon inside and thus be a werewolf in disguise. For 20 years, the forest rang with screams, and the rivers ran red. The tales that say that an old chastened woman found her sons all dead at the Arl's blades. She pulled one of those very blades from one son's heart and plunged it into her own chest, cursing the Arl's name as she did so. Where her blood touched the ground, a mist began to rise. It spread and spread until it was everywhere in the forest. The Arl's army became lost, and it is said that they died there. Others say they wander still. That's a full stop. Others say they wander still. The ruins of his Arling stand to this day, filled with the ghosts of women waiting eternally for their husbands to return. The forest of the legend is, of course, the Kakari Wilds. There are as many legends about the Great Southern Forest as there are shadows, or so the saying goes. The chastened wilder folk have made their home there since mankind first came to these lands, and the wildlands spread so far into the south as anyone has ventured. Beyond the mists are vast tracts of snow, white-capped mountains, and entire fields of ice. It is a land too cold for mankind to survive, yet the chastened eke out an existence even there, and they tell of horrors beyond the wilds that the lowland folk could not begin to comprehend. To most, Ferelden simply ends with the Kakari Wilds. There is nothing beyond the wilds. There is nothing beyond. Full stop. But Wilds is a land of great trees, wet marshes, and dangerous monsters. What more need be said? From Land of the Wilders by Mother Aeolus, Chantry Scholar, 918 Dragon. Oh, is this a new one? Uh-oh. Because you can never tell if you're just scrolling down. How would I know? Maybe. I don't think I would have gotten the Darkspawn Codex in the last one because there wasn't any Darkspawn in the last one. It was just corpses. Reanimated corpses. I'll read it. And if I read it before, hey, you know what? Guess it happens. Those who had sought to claim heaven by violence destroyed it. What was golden and pure turned black. Those who had once been mage lords, the brightest of their age, were no longer men, but monsters. Threnodies 12:1. Chapter 12, verse 1. Oops. Sin was the midwife that ushered the Darkspawn into this world. The Magisters fell from the Golden City, and their fate encompassed all our worlds, for they were not alone. No one knows where the Darkspawn come from. A dark mockery. No one knows where the Darkspawn come from. Pardon me. Anyway, no one knows where the Darkspawn come from. A dark mockery of men. In the darkest places they thrive, growing in numbers as a plague of locusts will. In raids, they will often take captives, dragging their victims alive into the deep roads, but most evidence suggests that these are eaten. Yum. Like spiders, it seems Darkspawn prefer their food still breathing. Perhaps they are simply spawned by the darkness. Certainly, we know that evil has no trouble perpetuating itself. The last blight was in the Age of Towers, striking once again at the heart of Winter, spreading south into Orlais and east into the Free Marches. The plague spread as far as Ferelden, but the withering and twisting of the land stopped well beyond our borders. Here, Darkspawn have never been more than the stuff of legends. In the northern lands, however, particularly to Winter and the Anderfels, they say Darkspawn haunt the hinterlands, preying on outlying farmers and isolated villages, a constant threat. From Ferelden Folklore and History by Sister Petrine, Chantry Scholar. Is this suggesting that Ferelden didn't have any blights? Or they didn't experience blights? Like, they didn't have it as bad as Tevinter and the Anderfels and Orlais? Is that what it's suggesting? I don't want to correct it because I don't remember if the other blights were anywhere else. Because I know the fourth blight that's in Last Flight, that was just the Anderfels. Orlais, they talked about, it was in the north, because even Treviso, there was some characters, they were in Treviso at a point. So, maybe that's right. Anyway, not going to get too caught up in it. Characters. King Cailan. I hoped for a war like in the tales, a king riding with fabled Grey Wardens against a tainted god. Son of the legendary King Maric Theron, Cailan was the Cailan Theron was the first Ferelden king born into a land free from foreign rule in 2 generations. Since his father's death, he's held the throne alongside his queen, Anora. Logan MacTier. Takes more than legends to win a battle. Logain was born a farmer during a time when his country was under foreign occupation. When he was still a boy, he joined the resistance, where his considerable tactical genius quickly became apparent. He became close friends with Prince Maric, the last true heir to the Ferelden throne, and together they led the rebels to drive out the forces of the Elysian Empire. Maric raised his friend to the nobility, yes, that's right, and Logain is now more of a symbol than a man. He represents the Ferelden ideals of hard work and independence. Yes. And that's it for reading time. Now, I think that's where I'm going to leave this episode. It's a little bit shorter than the first one, but there was a lot that was covered in the first one, and a bit of figuring it out from this perspective. So, with all of that being said and done, we have made it to Ostagar. We know that we're apparently sick as a dog and need to take the drink from the sippy cup. Well, we don't know that we have to drink from a sippy cup, but we know that we have to drink from a sippy cup to make ourselves feel better. I can't get over knowing when this game was made. It stacks up graphics-wise. It's still a beautiful game. Like, it's still such a beautiful game. Like, just some of these shots. It's very nicely done. Anyway, what I was pretty much saying is, we're now in Ostagar. It's a great time to stop. But yeah, we know that, as I said, we, behind the character, I should say, know that we have to drink from a sippy cup, and we know we're going to survive. Can you imagine if, there's, a random coin flip or something like that, where it's actually, you know what? We're just going to stop your playthrough here. That'd be crazy. Like a Baldur's Gate bloody roll the dice D&D version thing of, actually, you know what? Too bad, you died. Time to start again. Choose a new origin. That's it. But no, it's been a lot of fun to do that playthrough, to hang out with Merrill a bit more as well. I'm really interested to know when we get to Dragon Age 2 if there's any mention from Merrill and Marathari about our warden, the hero of Ferelden, coming from their clan. That will be very interesting to know, and if there's any unique dialogue on that, because while I have seen people kind of play the Dalish origin themselves, it's never been a full playthrough. I've never seen someone start their playthrough and then do the rest of the games as a daily shelf. So I'm excited to see what this looks like and how this goes. But yeah, anyway, now we're here. We told King Kalen that we didn't like him. We've told, unfortunately, Daddy Duncan that we also don't like him. I think I'm really excited about really getting into this. I don't know what's going to happen when we meet Morrigan. I don't know what's going to happen when we meet Alistair or Wynne or any of the other characters, because obviously I don't like other people. I don't like humans. My character don't like humans, don't like city elves. We'll see how this all goes, and if I'm even able to romance anyone because of that. That's another thing I've got to decide what I'm going to do. But anyway, I'll leave it at that. So, thank you for watching the second episode of Dragon Age Origins and the story analysis of Dragon Age, going from Origins all the way to the Veilguard. Really looking forward to the next bit of this and what it all looks like and all the decisions that will be made. It's really exciting. But yeah, no, thank you so much. If you want to keep up to date with everything, make sure that you subscribe and, you know, ring that bell, click the bell, whatever it is that you have to do to get notified. But nonetheless, like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you again next time. Thank you. Bye.